Hey, it's Coach Miller with BTB Lax. What I want to talk about right now is multiple sports. And is that good as a lacrosse player? Should you just focus on playing lacrosse, or should you play multiple sports, soccer, basketball, football, whatever it is? I'll tell you unequivocally, BTB Lax, myself, all of us here, highly recommend playing multiple sports. And most college coaches, most top college coaches, actually most college coaches in general, probably say the same thing. That everyone that we've talked to always recommends playing multiple sports. And why is that? Well, playing multiple sports helps you compete and helps you learn how to compete. The more that you're involved in those competitive situations, playing in games, like going to practice, like going through the grind, it's going to make you tougher, it's going to build your character, and it's going to make you a better athlete, and in turn, it's going to help you become a better lacrosse player. With that being said, there's still ways, if you're playing basketball, you're playing football, to keep a stick in your hand if you really want to, by just going out there for, whatever it is, maybe an hour a week and just working on the wall, making sure you get your stick going. But there's ways to still be a very good lacrosse player and still play multiple sports, just because if you feel like you don't have enough time, like, oh, I want to, practice lacrosse, like chances are this comes to the next thing, this 10%. What I have here on this bullet. Moving on, my next bullet, 10%. So what am I talking about here? Well, Coach Berkman at Salisbury University, and this guy's won 10 national championships at the Division III level, told us only 10% of those people who go on to play, single sports, just only focus on lacrosse, actually put in that 2 hours a day of practicing, that work that they would otherwise have been practicing, that other sport. So what he's really saying is 90% of the people who only go on to play, that one sport don't put in that 2 hours a day. They're just going home after school, like saying they were going to, practice shooting, go on the wall, but they don't really do that. They're just lazy. Whereas those guys that are playing football and basketball, they're putting in that 2 hours a day, listening to a coach, like getting ready for a game, just learning how to compete, becoming better athletes, which in turn goes on to my next bullet. It's going to build your confidence. So like the more situations you're in like that, the better lacrosse player you're going to be. So like say you get to that tight game in the fourth quarter, it's 1-1 or whatever the score is, you're playing your rival, it's 5-5, and you have the ball, like, well, you're going to be more comfortable with that because you've been in a similar situation in the basketball court when you were playing your rival and it was tied 45-45. So like those are the things that really help you become that better athlete. And with confidence, you're preparing, say you play football, you're like trying to get bigger, faster, stronger. That's going to help you become more explosive and quicker on the lacrosse field and like those types of things. So everybody that we've talked to, like Coach Kerwick at Cornell University, like he said in the recruitment roadmap as well, like loves multiple sport athletes, loves the hockey players, loves those guys with the hand-eye coordination. So at BTB Lax, we couldn't stress more the multi-sport athlete and how that's going to help you become a better athlete. So if you're thinking about just playing, lacrosse, that's fine, but just say to yourself, am I the type of guy that's going to put that 2 hours a day in, 6 days, 7 days a week to be getting better at lacrosse? And if you're willing to do that, then great, you can play one sport a week. But if you're not, highly recommend playing that second sport, that third sport to help you become a better lacrosse player. So Coach Miller at BTB Lax, we'll see you in other videos. Hey, Coach Miller here, and I have a question for you. Are you a youth or high school player or parent that's thinking about the college lacrosse recruiting process? If you're on the younger side, you're probably wondering, how do I get started? And if you're older, well, you're probably a little antsy that the process isn't moving as quickly as it should, or you're neck deep in it and you might not be getting any traction. Trust me, I've been there myself, and so have all the other guys I know. Parents, former players, the kids I currently coach in high school, whatever it is. Kids and parents just don't have a very firm grip on the process, how it works, what they should be doing. They don't have the insider knowledge of what exactly coaches are looking for in a prospect beyond whether or not he can play. And because of that, kids and parents actually end up making crucial mistakes that actually hurt their chances of getting recruited. Well, what if I told you we spent a couple of months working with Matt Kerwick, the head coach at Cornell, Scott Urich at UDC, and Jim Berkman at Salisbury, putting together some completely free training that would help you fix and avoid those deadly mistakes. I've got to tell you, these coaches have been recruiting kids for years, and they know exactly how prospects can get their attention. And if you're making any of these mistakes, your stock goes way down in their eyes. Our coaches actually like to call these mistakes recruitment killers because they absolutely kill your chances of being recruited. And if you're not getting emails or calls back from coaches, it's likely because you're doing the wrong things. So the four of us sat down and we worked to put together something pretty cool. We actually call it our recruitment killer analysis tool. You go to the site and you walk through our analysis tool, which takes just about a minute, and our custom software takes all your answers and figures out your number one recruitment killer, the number one thing that's holding you back. Then you just enter in your email and we actually instantly take you to a video where Coach Kerwick and I sit down and address your number one killer and show you how to fix it in about 15 minutes. And then we email you a backup copy so you can watch it later. You don't have to watch it right now, or you can come back and watch it again. It's awesome, and again, it's totally free. So if you finally want to feel like you're in full control of the recruiting process, and you don't want to make any of these simple mistakes that might crush your chances of playing in college, go click the link down below in the description of this video, and you can immediately go through our recruitment killer analysis tool. Who knows, in the next 15 to 20 minutes, your whole perspective on the recruiting process might change for the better. Hope to see you on the other side.